Join along. Come on, here we go. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Yafeh Hayom. If you know the language. Shabbat, Shalom. We sign a little bit. Hayom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's Shabbos. You ready for Shabbat? Are you ready? Do you need it? Are you looking forward to it? Hold on to it. Just bring it in. All the things you're worried about, the bar mitzvah and all those final things you had to do, just forget about it. It's done. It's all done. You're here. There you go. We're going to join together in Shalom Alechem. So here's what I wanted. I'd love you to stand up, please. Put your books down or whatever you're holding. Put your arm around your neighbor and just join along. Shalom Alechem. Shalom. Standing, please, for blessing over the Shabbat candles, Elise Barkan and Claudia Humbles. You're going to join us up, Dean. If you'll join us, please. We all are going to join together.
Bestow your blessings upon all your children. May this home be sacred shrine in you with delight to dwell.
able to follow along in our service in the Siddur and the prayer book, the smaller of the red books, if you have those in front of you, page 11. Page 14, you'll find there in the second paragraph. By the way, if you don't read Hebrew yet, you can always, in this Siddur, it's great. You have transliteration almost always on the left-hand side of the page in the red print. A little bit not so easy to see sometimes, but you're going to see there, Yismechu. It's going to be at that little arrow there. As we continue with our Kabbalah Shabbat, welcoming in the Shabbat. Yismechu Hashemayim.
Hayam, Yiram Hayam, Yiram Hayam.
Page 20, you'll find their third line from the bottom, also in transliteration. So we can continue. Exalt the Lord our God and bow down at the holy mountain. We join together, Romemu. Shabbat to share.
Well, how about for a holiday coming up?
I think there's a holiday coming up. I think there's a holiday. What holiday is coming up? Purim. There you
go. Sing with us. Wear masks, we wear crowns.
find the Lechado D. We're going to remain seated for a while, just for the first two stanzas, and then we'll all rise together at that time. We'll let you know when. At that time, the doors will magically open the sanctuary. We'll turn towards them. We'll bow, welcoming the beautiful image of the Shabbat bride. So we join together, Lechado D. Standing, page 39A for the Baruch, the official call to prayer. Be seated. And I have some candy in my pocket. It's always good for a bribe for the answers to the questions of which I will ask, because we have, by the way, normally it's just for children, but we're going to open this up for adults today too as well. All right, so we'll see how much you know. So Aaron's, you got tough competition over here. Okay, and Clarissa, you too. All right, so we have a holiday coming up. The name of that holiday is Purim. That's not worth a candy. Oh, that one. All right, that's too easy, way too easy, right? But on that day, we read from one of the books of the Bible, and the name of that book is, a little bit too easy, but go ahead with it. Megillat Esther. Not only did you say Esther, but Megillat meaning the scroll of Esther, all right? And what's the name? Hold on, you're going to help me answer this one. You're going to help me answer, okay? Hold on. And the name of the book you heard was Megillat Esther. And the name of the heroine, the woman who saves everybody, what's her name? That's right. That was so good. So smart, that one. There you go. And of course, right, there's a king. The king of the story is, what's his name? The king name of, yes? Ahasuerus. Good. Right? And he, of course, right, he is he's not a bad king. Little goofy sometimes, but he's not particularly bad, depending on how you define bad, because he lets some things bad happen. But the real evil villain of the story is, what's the name? The evil villain, Noah, you know this one. Haman. What do we say? We say, there you go, good. All right. We have Haman, of course, and he is the bad guy. And in the story, though, there's actually a queen at the beginning of the story who gets overlooked, who actually, when King Ahasuerus wants her to come forward, she holds on to her principles and says, I'm not going to come just because you commanded me. And her name is Vashti. There you go, good. All right. Now, the story plays itself out, you know, in the end, right, that the Jewish people are able to survive. But the question I have for you here is, the question is, what do we give as a result of that? We give things to friends on Purim. We're told to share with our friends some food and things like that. And we call those things, we call them, yes, Stephanie, thank you. Mishlach manot or shlach manos. Nice grab. Sarah, nice try there. That was good. Right? There's one other thing we're supposed to give on Purim, by the way. And it's something that prepare for Passover, because on Passover you want to make sure that everybody has enough, right? For enough money for wine for their Seder and matzah to eat and to be a Seder. And so on Purim, we also collect, you know this one, Eitan? What is it? We look at matanot le'evyonim. Boy, there you go. He's been studying. There you go. And here's another question for Purim. What is the relationship between Esther and Mordecai? Right? What is the relationship between Esther and Mordecai? Right? Mordecai is one of the heroes of our story. What was the answer? You know what? I'm going to give you that. That's the most popular answer, by the way, but that's not actually the correct answer. And you're all going, the adults are going, I thought that was the answer. Right? Aren't you right? You're going, I would have said uncle, but it's not an uncle. Not an uncle. I'll give you a hint, those of you who speak Hebrew, right? You can't, right? It's referred to as a ben dod, right? Ben means son of. Dod is uncle. So what is the true relationship between Esther and Mordecai? What's the true relationship? So what is it? They are cousins. Yes. Okay, you going to share that? Who didn't get over there? All right, everyone else got? All right. Is there anybody that didn't get candy? Of Gabby. You gave her yours. Oh, get back there, Sam. Oh, got two of them back there. All right. On Purim, right, we read the Megillah, and how are we supposed to come dressed when we hear the Megillah? Right? Do you come in your fancy outfit? Do you come in your pajamas? Or you come with costumes? There you go. All right. Good. And the final question is, what is that food that we eat on Purim that is not a latke, but that we eat on, and what is it called? A hamantashen. All right. Everybody's a winner. Gabby, you got one? All right, good. We're going to continue with our service, Ki Hem Hayenu, and you will find it on page 40. We continue.
Ki Hem Hayenu, V'orech Yameinu, U'Bahem Negeyo Ha'Layla. 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 Ki Hem Hayenu, V'orech Yameinu, U'Bahem Negeyo Ha'Layla.
Page 41, we prepare for the words of the Shema. I invite you to close your eyes. Feel just oneness, silence, connection to your heart, your soul, the people around you, your community, and ultimately with God. And in that oneness prayer, we join together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'havta et Adonai Elecha bechol vacha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, beshivtecha bavetecha, uvelechtecha vaderech, uveshokbecha, uvekumecha, ukshartam leod ayodecha, vehayula totofot beinenecha, uchtavtam, Amezuzo betecha uvisharech.
Continue on the next page, just silently, just for a moment.
Leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai, vehitem kadoshim leloechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lechiot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
You may continue, please, page 44. Micha Mocha, the words Israel sang at the Sea of Reeds. Who's like it to you, okay? 45, the third line from the bottom of the Hebrew and also the transliteration. We pray that God place over us that tabernacle of peace for us, the world, for Jerusalem. We pray together. Page 46, Evan, get back up here, you. You're going to lead us in Vishamru. We rise together. Evan told me very much how he wants you to join along with him. He doesn't want to be left here hanging alone, right? All right, we're going to join together. Pleasure to call forward Gary Tish, a member of our rabbinic search committee. I think who's going to come up. Are you coming up, Gary? There you are. Going to introduce our guest rabbi for the weekend, aren't you? Come on.
Shabbat Shalom. We are honored tonight to introduce rabbinic candidate Shana Galko to Temple Aliyah. She's a native of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and grew up in a family of attorneys, but chose a different path after she realized in high school that being Jewish inspired her and was her true passion. She attended the University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, where she obtained a BA in religious studies and a minor in psychology, magna cum laude. She also studied at the University of Jerusalem as part of a study abroad semester. After college, Rabbi Galko entered the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, receiving an MA in Jewish education and a certificate in pastoral care and counseling. Rabbi Galko has had extensive internship experience, presently a rabbinic intern at Park Avenue Synagogue in New York City, where she often leads Shiva Minyanim, delivers Divrei Torah and sermons, and established an interfaith program and taught adult Parsha classes. She was previously a rabbinic intern at Temple Beth Tzedek in Buffalo, New York, where she served as a rabbi while the primary rabbi was on sabbatical. She's conducted all services and taught adult Talmud classes for this congregation of over 500 families. Rabbi Galko enjoys teaching and has tutored B'nai Mitzvah students, served as a religious school teacher, and been a scholar in residence and counselor at Camp Ramah in the Poconos. She's also served as a chaplain intern for a hospice program and high holiday rabbinic intern for Johns Hopkins University Hillel. In her spare time, she enjoys running, travel, and reading. Rabbi Galko will be with us this weekend, and she will share some teachings and reflections tonight and tomorrow during services and at the Rabbi's Tish. Tomorrow and Sunday, she will also answer questions from the congregation. Welcome, Rabbi Shana Galko, and as a native Californian, I apologize for the cool weather reception that you've received.
Thank you so much, Gary. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all so much for having me this weekend. I want to tell you how thrilled I am to be here and how welcome you've already made me feel, and I hope to get the chance to get to know all of you even more throughout the weekend. So I'm told that it's the custom to share a story at Friday night services. So I want to tell you a story about two men named Reb Chaim and Reb Yankel, who lived long, long ago in a village. And Reb Chaim was the richest man in the whole village, and Reb Yankel was the poorest man in the whole village. And they would go to the same synagogue on Friday nights, and Reb Chaim would come home at the end of services to his huge mansion with his delicious dinner that his cook made for him, and he would sit all alone and be a little sad having Shabbat dinner by himself, even though it was so delicious. And Reb Yankel would go home and have his beautiful family with him, but not have enough food, not have enough challah to celebrate Shabbat. One day, Reb Chaim was sitting alone in his mansion, enjoying his Shabbat dinner, and he decided he knew the answer. He needed to invite a guest over for Shabbat dinner. And who better to invite than God? This was his brilliant plan. So he decided to tell his baker, who made the most amazing challah in the entire world, next week I want you to make me 2 extra chalot and wrap them up before I go to synagogue. So the baker did it, and before Reb Chaim went to synagogue, he grabbed the chalot, he got there a little early, and he went and stood in front of the ark, and he said a personal prayer. He said, God, I know I have so many blessings in my life. I have an amazing house and amazing food, but I'm so lonely. Will you please join me for Shabbat dinner? Will you be my Shabbat guest? Bring me a miracle and be my Shabbat guest. And he opened up the ark and put the challahs inside to invite God to his Shabbat table. Closed the ark, the service happened, and everyone left at the end of the service except for Reb Yankel, who was so sad that week he just didn't have enough money to have challah for his family at all. And he went up to the ark and he said a personal prayer too. He said, God, I know I have so many blessings in my life, but we're hungry and we want challah to celebrate Shabbat. Please, please, God, give me a miracle. I'm angry that I don't have food for my family for Shabbat. And in his anger, he slammed on the doors of the ark, and they opened, and out rolled 2 beautiful, warm, delicious smelling challahs. And he said, oh my God, it's a miracle. There are challahs for me, for my family, from God. And he ran home, jumping up and down, and put them down on the table, and his kids jumped up and down, and they sang joyously. And they were so happy that God had granted them a miracle. And the next morning, Reb Chaim came back to the synagogue and peeked in the ark and saw that the challahs were gone and thought, oh my God, what a miracle. God ate my challahs. God joined me for Shabbat dinner. I wasn't alone. And both men were so happy. So the next week, the same thing happened. And the week after that, and the week after that, until it had been a whole year of this going on. And then one day, Reb Chaim ended up staying a little bit late after the service ended. And he saw Reb Yankel walk up to the ark and start saying this prayer and open the doors and see inside the chalot and take them. And Reb Chaim went up and said, what are you doing? Those are for God. You've been taking them all this time? I thought I was making these for God. And Reb Yankel said, what? You've been putting these chalot in the ark the whole time? I thought I was getting them from God. The two men felt sad, and they decided no more. They wouldn't do it anymore. The rabbi heard about this. And the next day, the two men were called into the rabbi's office, and they were nervous about what this meant, being called into the rabbi's office. And she sat them down, and she said, I'm angry, and I'm sad, and I had a bad dream last night. That I had a dream that God was going to destroy the entire world because the miracle that the two of you created ended. And I pleaded with God, don't destroy the world, let me try to fix it. Reb Chaim, your chalot, they did go to God. God was joining you for Shabbat dinner. And Reb Yankel, God did grant you a miracle. Those chalot were from God for your family. Two men looked at each other and smiled. They knew what they had to do. So the next week, Reb Chaim didn't just open the doors of the ark, he opened the doors of his home and invited in Reb Yankel and his whole family. And his once lonely, quiet, sad mansion was filled with the sounds of joy of Reb Yankel's family. And Reb Yankel's family enjoyed the most delicious Shabbat dinner they'd ever had in their lives. And because of these two men being able to continue this miracle, the world still exists today. So in our own lives, whenever we have opportunities to give to other people, do small acts of kindness, and whenever we have the chance to be thankful for the small gifts that we receive, we have to do it. We have to remember this story and remember that the world exists because of these small acts of kindness and because of our being able to be thankful for all the gifts and all the blessings that we receive. Shabbat shalom.
A great story. Thank you very much. We're going to continue in the Siddur, the prayer book, page 46 for the Chatzikash.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחי ביום אחד לכל בית ישראל
page 47. But before we enter into our private meditations, the idea is how do we get our hearts ready, our souls open, to be able to feel that oneness with God. Adonai Svatai Tiftachu Fi Agiti Latecha. God, open my lips that my mouth may proclaim your praise. We're going to do this kavanah, this meditation, a couple of times. If you know the words, you'll join along. It's there in the Siddur as well. And if not, you'll just close your eyes if you want. Just feel it, your heart opening up as we enter into this most sacred prayer of the Amidah.
Amen.
Hebrew or English, or if you prefer, just the private prayers of your heart. Join along. Shalom, say shalom. Gonna rise for Kiddush. Evan, we're gonna get you up here one more time, please, on page 55, if you will. All right, page 55, I'm gonna ask you all to rise. You're gonna join along, those of you who know it. With our
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kisanu b'mitzvotav
grape juice?
It's definitely good.
Definitely grape juice. Kind of wondering how you know the difference, but it's okay. So quickly. We're going to remain standing for Aleinu, page 56.
Come, stand over here.
Page 58, you'll find the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. At this time of memorial, boys and girls, the names, about to read our names of people who have passed away, and although they have died, we still remember them because of all the love they shared. They're still very much part of our lives. And so on this Shabbat, we remember the yahrzeits of the following individuals: of Ellen Bernstein, Harriet Cosmer, Dennis Dine, Dora Elner, Samuel Gable, Lorraine Gerson, Joseph Gottfried, Conrad Leitner, Richard Lopata, Rachel Minus, John Benko, Morris Brill, Nathan Friedman, Daniel Glazer, Amalia Kardish, Sarah Kushner, Muriel Mandel, Shelley Schiffman, Clifford Small, Miriam Kutz, Doris Dexter, Irving Goldsmith, Irving Schulman, Teresa Bazbaz, Risa Brenner, Barbara Don, Marie Carlton, Joseph Rosenberg, Doris Cole, Ben Diamondstein, Philip Manick, Carl Shapiro, Goldie Slobins, Harold Schwartz, Sandra Shulkoff, Joseph Weiss, Lulu Abid, and Henry Morris. We're also mindful and saddened by the recent bereavement, the passing of Shirley Harrison, mother of Kenny Harrison, grandmother of Stephanie Goldich. For those who have need to recite the Mourner's Kaddish, I invite you to rise, page 58. And whether you're here in the sanctuary or you are at home and this is your sacred community minyan, to be able to recite these words of Kaddish, we pray that the words of the Kaddish help to bring strength and comfort as you join together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rab. Amen. V'yalma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman karib Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabam Vorach. Olam Omei Omaya. Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitpa'ar, Vitromam, Vitnase, Vitadar, Vitalev, Vitalal, Shmei de Kudusha, Brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, Tamiran v'alma v'meru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael meru. Amen. May God establish His peace in the heavens, grant peace and harmony for us, for all of Israel and all of humanity, as we say, Amen. You may be seated. My pleasure to call forward Julie Devine, our president, who's going to share with us some announcements. Come on, Julie.
That was bothering me. He's all good now. Yes. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our family Shabbat service, and happy birthday to everyone who has birthdays in March. Who has a birthday in March? Happy birthday. Does anybody else? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Any grown-ups with birthdays in March too? No? Oh, Rabbi Golko. Happy birthday. No. Yes. So we have a lot going on tomorrow, so I'm going to start now. Let's see. Our Shabbat morning service begins at 9:15 a.m., and if you'd like a little more of a quiet, mindful Shabbat morning, you might want to try our Shabbat yoga at 9:30 in the morning. You can bring your own mat if you have one, and following that will be our sacred space at 11 a.m. Then we'll feed you lunch, and we'll have a tish with Rabbi Golko. And then in the afternoon, we have Sudash Shlit at 4:30 p.m., which is a really special casual service. And if you've never been before, you might want to try it. I think you'll enjoy. And then we have a light dinner. So there's a theme here, I think, and that is that we all really like to eat here at Temple Aliyah. We also have a Shabbat afternoon service at 5 p.m. when we celebrate the bar mitzvah of Evan Barkin. Looking forward to that. I hope you all have time this weekend to spend some time with Rabbi Golko. And the Kol Shabbat that was handed out to you this evening has her schedule, so that I hope that you can all find time to meet her and listen to what she has to tell us and visit. So please try to do that if you can. Next Friday is our Fusion Shabbat service at 7 p.m. Next Saturday, our Shabbat 2.0 service starts at 9:45 a.m. And then before that, we have BLT, Breakfast Learning and Torah. Yes, we'll feed you that as well. Mishlok Manot. Does that sound like gibberish to anybody here? Ooh. Yeah, it is good stuff. Purim is less than 3 weeks away. It's hard to believe. And on Purim, we give gifts to our friends and family, and it's called Mishlok Manot. It's that simple. If you're creating your own, that's great. But if not, and you'd like Temple Aliyah to help you out, we have a fundraiser per package. It's $10 per package, and or you can send 1 friend, 2 friends, 10 friends, or for $360 you can send to everyone, the entire congregation. As I said, it's a fundraiser, and it's going directly to the youth department. So I hope you'll send at least 1 this year and help the youth department out. Again, information is in the Kol Shabbat and also at our website, templealiyah.org/Purim. How lucky can one shul be? The Rat Pack is coming on April 28th to our gala. And which one of the Rat Pack reminds you of Rabbi Vogel? I'm thinking Dean Martin. What do you think?
Thank you.
Information. So we hope that we're going to be honoring Hazan Mimi and David and Patty Samuels. I hope that you'll join us. It's going to be a really fun evening. Information on all Temple Aliyah events can be found in the Kol Shabbat and on our website at templealiyah.org. Thank you to our Shir Aliyah choir for lending us your beautiful voices this evening, and to Phil, our usher extraordinaire as always, for making our service run so smoothly. Thank you to Rabbi Vogel and Hazan Stein for making it such a spiritual experience. Please join us in Lubin Hall for the Kiddush, and it's graciously sponsored by the Barkin family in honor of Evan's bar mitzvah. Lastly, I'd like to remind everyone to just say no to electronics, no cell phones, no cameras, no video recorders, as we maintain the sanctity of our Shabbat. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Candy for them. Dean Martin, huh? I hope it's Dean Martin. I hope in his early years. So like, there's a big difference between the early years and the later years. Sort of like Elvis. You want to be him in the early years. I don't know if you want in the later years either. All right, we have birthdays for March. Who's coming up here? Elena, Alex, come on up here. Anybody else who's got a March birthday who is 13 years or younger, somewhere around there? All right. All right. They know the drill. You're going to give a name, how old you are this month, and what you'd like to be when you grow up. You've been thinking about this one, haven't you? All right, go ahead. Come on.
My name is Helena.
Okay, Helena, good. And then how old are you going to be this month?
13.
13?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay, and what would you like to be when you grow up?
An astrophysicist.
An astrophysicist. What does an astrophysicist do?
Astrophysics.
I guess that was a silly question. What would you like to explore? Is there anything special you'd like to explore with that, or just to wonder? Like if you had a question, what question would you want to ask and explore?
I don't know.
You don't know yet. That's why you're going to study astrophysics. There you go. You'll know what question to ask later. Okay, happy birthday, Yom Holed Sameach. Come on. Name?
That's a hard one. I'm going to have to go with Alex Talman.
And the audience says, got it. That was good. All right, and how old are you going to be this month?
12.
12. And what would you like to be when you grow up?
Same thing as I said last year.
Which was? I got
Retired.
Retired. You want to be retired, and good luck to your parents for that as well. Most kids after college retire early as well. So enjoy him. We got a treat for you back there. Don't go away, you. Come here. Hi. Hi. What's your name? Oh yeah. And how old are you going to be?
4.
4. How many fingers would that be? Can you show me how many fingers that would be? Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. When you grow up, what would you like to be? Do you think about that? You don't know? What would you like to be?
My uncle.
She wants to be like her Uncle Mike. Oh, there you go. I want to be your Uncle Mike all the time, too, by the way. Just so you'll know. So happy birthday. We've got a gift for you right over there. And we're going to sing together, Yom Holed Sameach.
Yom Holed Sameach.
Page 211.
Yom Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat